Srila Prabhupada. I'm just thinking we can hear Bhagavad Gita, little basis. So this Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And after seeing Arjuna, seeing the opposite party, where many of his close relatives were standing, and Bhima, who was such a great devotee of Lord Krishna, but he was against the Pandavas. Bhishma. So he was not against the Pandavas, but he was in the party of Duryodhana, yes. So he thought he's a Kshatriya. He is a Kshatriya actually from nature, means his duty is to protect his kingdom, or to protect the society, the Brahmanas, the Vaishyas, the Shudras. But he thought, even if I gain a kingdom over the whole earth, or sovereignty in Svarga. Svarga, what means Svarga? Heavenly planets. Svarga, Loga. Controlling all the devatas, my sense will still be dried up. So Sanjaya, who was a mystic, he could, he spoke these words. He was not directly in the battlefield, but he told it to the father of, what was the name of his father? Dhritarashtra, yes. Sanjaya Uvacha, he said, Sanjaya said, Evam yukta rishikesham gudakeshu prandupa yachaidya govindam uttatushnam bahuvaha. Sanjaya said, having just spoken to Rishikesha, to the Lord Krishna, Gudakesha, afflicted of enemies, telling Govinda, I will not fight. I will not fight. So he decided, I will not fight against all these great personalities who stood in the opposite. His teacher of Kshatriya art, Dronacharya, was also there. So he decided not. So Rishikesha, the next time, Vaja Rishikesha Bahasam Iva Paratam. Rishikesha, Krishna, is the name of Krishna. Smiling slightly spoke these words to the depressed Arjuna in the midst of the two armies. And Vishwanath Chakravarti gives a purport on this. You have shown such a lack of judgment. Laughing at him as a friend, Krishna could put Arjuna in an ocean of embarrassment for his unworthy actions. However, because now Arjuna took the position of a student, laughing would be improper. Thus Krishna suppressed that laugh by closing his lips. Instead, he slightly smiled. Prahasan Niva, the lord of the senses, Rishikesha, was previously controlled by the words of Arjuna out of love for him. And now he became the controller of Arjuna's mind. Again, out of love for the benefit of Arjuna, Arjuna's dejection and Krishna's consolation were seen directly by both armies. Then Arjuna, Bhagavan Uvaja, Krishna spoke these words. The Lord said, you, while lamenting for what is not worthy of lamentation, are speaking words of wisdom. The wise men do not lament for the gross body or the subtle body. So he starts with this words to explain the position of the human beings. The wise men do not lament for the gross body or the subtle body. And in the next shloka, he says, Nat ivaham jadunasam natam nema janadipya. If you and these kings never cease to exist, and in the future will not cease to exist, I, you, and these kings never cease to exist, and in the future will not cease to exist. So, explanation of Vishwanath is, now, friend, I will ask you a question. When you see the death of a person you love, you lament. But is the object of affection, while the person in this world, the soul or the body, Shukadeva says that the soul is most dear in all living beings. Savesham eva bhutanam nirpa svatmaiva valabha. Valabha, most dear. If the soul is the object of affection, means the person in the body, not the body. If the person, the soul, Jivatma, is the object of affection, because this is our real identity. The the soul should not be the object of lamentation because it cannot suffer death, since both types of Atma, the Jiva and the Ishvara, are eternal. Thus he speaks this verse. He said, we don't have to lament for the body or the sub-body, because this is not our real self. This is what we call, under the influence of Maya, that what is not reality. It is not that I, the Paramatma, have ever not been in existence. So the Supersoul who is sitting in the heart of every living beings, Paramatma, he never dies. In the same way, the soul, the tiny part of the Supreme, he also always existed. You also, Jivatma, have also ever existed. These kings also, Jivatmas, have existed. So all the opposition or the opposite party or enemies on the battlefield, they also are spirit souls. They always have existed and they will exist all the time. Here the Lord shows that previous non-existence, Prabhupada, is absent for a soul, for all souls. And it is not that I, you, and all these kings serve. Save Vayam will not exist in the future. Rather, we will certainly exist. He shows that the soul is devoid of destruction, Tvamsa, Abhava. By this he concludes that since the Paramatma and the Jiva are both eternal, there's no cause for lamentation. The Shruti says, Nitya Nityananam Chaitana Sintananam Ekubanam Yavidadhati Kama. He is the chief eternal among all eternals. He is the chief conscious entity among all conscious entity. The one fulfills the needs of all others. This is from the Shvetashvata Upanishad. So all this is in the scriptures, Vedic scriptures is described very clearly. But even amongst devotees, it's not realized. It is not understood proper. So then he explains in detail. Dehinosmin yada dehi kumaram yoganam jala tada deham dara praptiya dhirastattanamuyadi. He says, as the soul passes through boyhood, youth, and old age, so it attains another body after death. The wise are not bewildered by this. So those who have realized, those who are wise, they will not be bewildered when they have to leave. Like when you are awakening from a dream, you are not disturbed. You just understand, oh, now the dream was a dream. You think this was not real. Now you again. So the same way, this experience what we have in this body, in this mundane world, is like a dream, gross dream. It has a beginning and it has an end. But we should not be disturbed, because the owner of the body is the spirit soul and Paramatma in this material world. So the super soul and the soul, Jivatma, they are not taking birth, they are just accepting a body according to their activities, according to their desire. And they have to leave also. But this is only just like a dream. Awakening, when you are awakened, then you think, my God, what was this? It was, you feel happy to wake up and realize it was not reality, it was just manifested and was destroyed after time. So the wise are not bewildered by this. So one's body becomes the object of affection as it is related to the soul, which is most dear to the self. So by relation with that body, one's sons, brothers, or other relatives become objects of affection. And by relationship to them, even their sons also become object of affection. So when their bodies perish, there will certainly be lamentation. So in answer to this, he speaks this verse. In the body belonging to the jiva, the hina, one attains stages such as boyhood. After boyhood is destroyed, one attains youth. When youth is destroyed, one attains old age. In the same manner, one attains another body, just as yatha one does not lament for the destruction of the object of affection in the form of boyhood and youth of the body which are related to the soul. So tha one should also not lament for the destruction of the object of affection, the body which is also related to the soul. But with the destruction of youth, attaining old age, one does lament. With the destruction of boyhood and the attainment of youth, one rejoices. With the destruction of worn out bodies, of Bhishma and Drona, they will attain new bodies and will also become joyful. Now this understanding is the most important thing, the basis of understanding Vaishnavism or the Sanatana Dharma, eternal religion, or our understanding that we are not dying. What is dying is just like this Balaram here. Now he is not thinking of these things, but in 7 years, every 7 years there's no cell, no atom the same in the body. Our scientists find out. So why do we not lament? It's completely different body we have come. Then youth we get, then the old age will approach us. But we are not lamenting, we're getting old. And then, of course, the material body, old age, vanishes. Then we start lamenting. But you changed already your body. Every day you change. It's never the same. So we have to first understand that we are not this body. We are the owner of this body. How you will call our body? This is my body, you say. This is your body. But who is making this statement? This is my body. The body says it. Or who said this? This we have to find out. And when I say this is your body, to whom you speak, to the body or to the owner of the body? This is, we should understand, this is very logical, very clear. Is it not? Is there any doubts or any question? Just as in one body one attains various states such as boyhood, the one jiva attains various bodies, life after life, we taking bodies again. We had so many lifetimes behind us, but we do not remember, because we had desire to enjoy this material world. So again, if this desire is, or we have not understood who we are, we have to come again and again, taking birth and dying. We think we are dying when the body is destroyed. But it is not like this. Nobody can die. We are all spirit souls. We are eternal living beings. In the next shloka he says, Matras Pashastu Kaundeya Sutoshna Dukha Dukkata Agamaim Nityas Tamstidiksha Shaparda. He speaks to, Krishna speaks to the son of Arjuna, son of Kundi. O son of Kundi, the experience of the sense objects gives sensation of cold and heat, happiness and distress, always temporary, appearing and disappearing. O Bharata, you should tolerate this, because this is always going on in every lifetime. We going through this. Cold, heat, happiness, distress, always temporary, appearing and disappearing. This is the world where we are living. O Bharata, tolerate this. You must learn to tolerate. And understand that we are not the body, we are not the mind. Is there a logic, or is this, could it be like this?
Well, could you explain a little bit more about to tolerate?
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti can explain. We will hear his explanation on this shloka. So Srila Vishwanath said, yes, this is indeed true. I have shown such indiscretion. My mind produces nonsense, uselessly covered with lamentation and bewilderment, causes me suffering It is not the one mind alone. The various functions of the mind in the form of all the senses, such as skin, experiencing their sense objects, produce this problem. It's called anatta, unwanted things. One has to experience spasha of the sense object, matra. In the hot season, cold water is pleasant, and in the cold season it is painful. This happens in an uncontrolled manner, appearing and disappearing, agama abhayina. Therefore you must tolerate these experiences of the sense objects. You should not be attached by this sense experience, what we experience in this material world, like touch, taste, ears enjoying nice things. The tongue enjoys, very powerful. I have to put this, there's some attacking me, some animals. Matra, sense object, matra. Therefore, you must tolerate this experience of the sense objects. So we must tolerate like seasons, cold water is pleasant in the cold season. And in the cold season it is painful. This happens in an uncontrolled manner, appearing, disappearing. Agamaya abhayina. Therefore you must tolerate these experiences of the sense objects. Tolerating them is part of dharma, prescribed in the scriptures, real dharma, sanatana dharma. It is always truth, it is always, it is not changing these laws. And it is given in the scriptures. One should not give up the part in the month of Magha because it gives pain, since it is prescribed in the scriptures. So even if it's cold, one should not give up, take part. Cold water. Now, we get experience in the temple. So, Magha is in the winter time. Because it gives pain, since it is prescribed in the scripture. Following Dharma gradually reaches one of all low qualities. You must tolerate that sons give joy when they are born or earn money and give sorrow when they die by their temporary appearance and disappearance. One should not give up one's scripturally prescribed duty to fight by that consideration. Not performing the prescribed duty eventually brings about great problems. So it's very important. Shlokas is just the very, very beginning of understanding.
He gave this analogy that we should tolerate like happiness, distress, in same way like we should tolerate hot days and cold days. They are coming anyway, nobody can stop. But when it's hot, you take shelter somewhere in the cool room or some shadow or something. Or when it's cold, you take some blanket and everything. But when distress comes, what to do? Where to take shelter, how to tolerate, or when it's over hot. I mean, if some happiness or distress when comes, what to do? Where to take shelter.
Yes, in the past it was not easy. And very hot weather was in India especially. You have to take shelter somewhere. The Goswamis, they were digging deep caves where they performed their bhajan. They practiced because it was cool. So, but sometimes we cannot avoid that. Get intolerable almost. Of course, then the mind also suffers. So basically, we have to tolerate the mind. What is the shloka on this? And this, whatever the mind is attacking or making us problem, we must learn to tolerate it. Because he is our greatest enemy. This will be in Bhagavad Gita also described. If you follow the mind, you do many nonsense things. Many things. But we should not, we should tolerate him. Then, if we have mastered the mind, then this mind becomes your greatest friend. He will support you. He will help you to go forward, to understand everything what you can see, what you can feel, you can touch, what you hear, what taste. It is a temporary. It will never last. So, but the mind is pushing us. Enjoy, enjoy. Now in Kali Yuga, this is horrible. We cannot tolerate to get old. So, we have to learn, we have to adjust the mind, the things coming, and it is a temporary, as everything in this material world is temporary. So, we have to learn and practice under the guidance of a bona fide Acharya. Then we will be able to become master of the mind, of the senses. And the mind can be counted amongst the senses. Hare Krishna. So, mind is our greatest enemy. If you are not, have no control about the mind, then he will lead you to hellish circumstances, or hellish planes. Because mind has the duty Accept, looking for and accept everything what is enjoyable for us. But if you are not but this enjoying spirit, you must take a asana, sit.
But may I ask a question?
Yes?
How is it possible to have full control over the mind?
One who has no control over the mind, he does not know this. How is it possible? It is possible. Simple yogis, they have control. They can control the mind. They can control your mind also. This is not you can like hear in TV or in the newspapers. This knowledge will not get there. You have to approach a bona fide teacher and by the mercy of the Lord, it is possible that we may get an idea. It will not go in one life. It will take many lifetimes. We have to be realistic. We are not giving up. So the mind is not leaving us. He's not giving peace to us. So easy. He make it very complicated. He wants to make us mad even. You have to go through all these steps. Transcend madness. Otherwise the mind takes over and you are under the guidance of the mind. Mind is an energy. Mind, the explanation is everything what is good for my enjoyment, take it. What is not good for my enjoyment, avoid it. And the intelligence is above it. If the mind says you should enjoy I don't know how is it called, liquor. You get to buy it, but the intelligence says, don't do it, you will have problems. But we hear the mind. The mind is, we put the mind above intellect. It is something like this we have to understand. We have to first become conscious that intellectual plane is giving us, or the super soul plane. Super soul is a manifestation of Supreme, and he's sitting in the heart of all living beings. Mind is guiding you all over. You are difficult to concentrate. Yes, you have to control the mind. Focus on the lotus feet of the Lord. So in the next verse you say, it's very interesting. Oh, we are far above. But it's connected with this. Yamhina yadayanti eta purusham purushasham Maduka sukham diramto. Vaitattvaya kalpate. O best of men, Krishna says, the intelligent person, equal in happiness and distress. So happiness and distress always coming. We cannot avoid. That's because so much intoxication goes on. We want to run away from reality, distress. So who is not pained by this sense object attains liberation. So when we become transcendental or we see it as temporary, appearance and disappearance, then it will not touch us. And we not identify with our mind. Practicing tolerance with this discernment, the experience of the sense objects will with passage of time not give distress at all. When one reaches his state where there is no distress from the object of the senses, he is qualified for liberation. Very beautiful. Said Bhagavad Gita. So, anything more to say? Otherwise we close here. It is painful to hear Bhagavad Gita even, not only Prabhupada. Chaitanya. The thing, we have to become very sincere, or we have to suffer from this mental, on this mental plane of mental activities that we are turned looking sincerely how to escape from the chaos between our ears. So many things going on there. And we have to be just stay away. We are just witnesses. What a nonsense. I am just an eternal servant of the Lord. And nothing to do with this world. We are eternal living beings. How many times, how many lifetimes we passed, and how many lifetimes we are sitting and hearing. It's not, it's an accident that a few come here. It's getting some chance again. Those who do not know anything about this, they will never come here. They're sitting for 50 minutes maximum, then this is enough. They don't want to know more. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Srila Gurudev Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishwapar Paramahamsa Acharya Stota Sri Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Maharaj Hidari Go Paramanandi Sakal Patavidya Sindhu Vyaya